What is going on, everyone? Greetings, salutations, wherever you are. Whether you're traversing in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, at night, sending out good vibes to everybody. The name of this, the name of this stream is mental manipulation, right? And let me just preface this by explaining why the change, you know, in as far as the streaming and the messaging in a way. Why I decided to shift. Not really, but I think really. But I deserve I think the audience deserves to hear an explanation, and then we're gonna keep it moving. The same way life keeps it moving. you know, I realize I've been speaking about cryptocurrency for a very long time, like for 8 years. 8 years, right? And the last 4 years I've been specifically talking about this DeFi stuff, right? It's relative to Pulse Chain, et cetera, et cetera. And the whole time when I was narrating crypto related information, in the back of my mind, I used to always sort of like understand or see the correlation between what we're looking for and how we behave. What we're looking for, financial independence, how we behave towards achieving the financial independence. Because, it's synonymous with one another. To me, that's how it's been. What you do makes all the difference. This whole entire time, that's just been the theme. And before I started talking about crypto, how we behave by way of just acting and interacting with one another was what I used to talk about. Men, relationships, men in relationships, how we deal with certain issues, things of that nature, you know. And since I got into crypto and understood and learned a great deal about money, learned a great deal about this technology, learned a great deal about the opportunity that's widely available, learned a great deal about the importance of educating yourself and what this is all about. It covers so many areas because if we're living in this system, this capitalist system, where if you don't have money, you can't do much of anything. So when you're able to use this technology, right, to earn, to make money work for itself on your behalf, man, that leaves you a lot of room to do things and explore the world, explore life, have a great deal of experiences, interactions that you may not have been free to do because you spend most of your time, for example, chasing money by way of work, by way of hustling, by way of being an entrepreneur. Most of our weekly hours and daily lives or grind deals with chasing money. So when you find this technology to help you deal with that, where you don't have to work till you're sick, that relieves you, and it's alleviating. It relieves you of the stress. And so now you're free to live your life and do things that you may have always wanted to do, and you found yourself not being able to. It still goes back to human behavior, human psychology, your mind, your well-being, and what you do and how you function, right? Then it gets to a point where, or it's gotten to a point in my narration. First of all, salute to the chat. I can't see anybody right now, but if anyone is watching, appreciate your viewership. As always, salute to you, all that stuff. If my mods are in the room and you even see the slight hint of anyone disrespecting, ban them from the channel. Appreciate y'all. In my narration of all this stuff for the past several years, I tried in my mind provide information that's just sort of like it's a steady flow. It's a steady theme, a consistent stream, a consistent stream of consciousness. Consistent is the key. Then I realized the messaging was being shifted, not from me, but from, right, the external ways, the external aspects, the external, that where I was drawing the information from to share with my viewers the origin of certain crypto based information, crypto related information, the origin, the originator, the reference from where the messaging was coming from was shifting. And if I'm delivering this message, been delivering this message, a set of messages consistently within the last 4 years, and all of a sudden for some of it to just drastically change, and I'm talking about a reverse, I'm talking about complete opposite, I'm talking about a 180-degree change, then I couldn't support that as far as sending that message out in the world, because to me it challenged me, because I'm not a journalist in a way. Like I'm not a journalist. I'm not someone who takes, right, like interview people in a way where I'm providing certain information. I have to be objective and et cetera, this and that. No, I'm talking on a device, been streaming, blogging on this information because I found it to be useful. I found it to be to the potential to be immense, groundbreaking as far as crypto. This is nothing to sneeze at. This is life changing situation here for the better. I'm not going to play with this, and I'm not going to play with the messaging that I'm giving to the world regarding this. I have to be cognizant of what I'm talking about. I have to exercise a certain level of accountability and responsibility in my messaging. I've been that way the whole entire time talking about this crypto stuff, because it's dealing with money, and that's not something people play. You should play with. I don't play with that. But let other people tell it. This is what they do. They take this for a joke. I'm not that person. I'm not. And so when the founder of this ecosystem that I was talking about switched his whole messaging, you just shifted. You're just talking about other things, talking about things that you said that people shouldn't do, talking about things that would hurt people investing in this space. And you're now talking about it in a way where you're promoting it. You're promoting these things because you're doing it with no shame. And if I were to now give that same message to my viewers, I wouldn't feel good about myself, because now it's like a thing of I'm blindly going to support whatever someone is talking about, even if it even if the person is projecting some fake energy, like this fraudulent, hypocritical messaging. Not afraid to say it, because you shouldn't be afraid to be a person of integrity. You shouldn't be afraid to be a person of your word. And people in this community have just been so scared to just speak their truth, speak their mind, and challenge inconsistencies when you're faced with it and when you hear it, that they rather attack people like myself who've been calling it out than realize what we're saying deserves merit, and to also challenge the founder and everyone else who's supporting the hypocritical messaging that the founder today is now delivering in crypto. It's backwards, completely backwards, folks. You know, just now, if it, like I'm not, I'll never meet. I'm telling you right now, like I already know and I understand, like I'll never meet that guy. I gotta be real. Days of the old are days of old. Maybe in the future things will change, where he does reappear among the fold and want to meet the people again and go, socialize and dance and certain, activities and functions and tours and events. Maybe in the future he might show up and do stuff like that. But like I understand, like I'm not interested in like really meeting, but I could have admired and respected from where I'm at. Like, I could still be who I am and appreciate what he's done, which is not that I don't appreciate what he's done, because I do. I just question the sudden the sudden changes in such a drastic way, which we've understood and we talked about, like something needed to have taken place because it was getting critical. That's why it's all of a sudden it seems like a lot of critical changes and messaging and activities that's taken place within the last month, because it was getting critical, because it's been critical for the entire chain, except people don't like to really see both things, both halves of a situation. So desperate means desperate measures, right? Desperate. So you got to do something out of desperation. That's how it feels because, all right, now it's like do or die. What are you going to do to pump this effing market? Because you've been the main catalyst. You the main person, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to, talk about no one's going to profit off of your work. You work for nobody, etc., etc. No expectations, blase blah, all that everyone has expectations. Everyone, including himself. Like that's just the truth. No one else was going to come in. There was no God could be any other crypto. This is why the whole theme of benevolent whale came out. Like, what benevolent whale that y'all keep talking about? And if there exists, they're junior to the founder. There's no whale that's gonna come into his system and out invest him and outperform him, right? And out whale him. No one is gonna come into the system, and that's done by design. So when you're looking at these things and people just say, okay, he's the sack daddy. He's the sack daddy. As crazy and even comical as that term sounds, it's true. It's just true. He's a sack daddy. No one's lying. People have streamed, people have posted, different things on the internet. Everything either it's behind the scenes and either it's public and things like that. It's understood. You've had to been literally absent from the internet, from this system altogether, to not have some kind of understanding, somewhat believe that he's running the show. If you didn't know he was running the show, then you living below. Forget about a rock. You living below a mountain. Dude running the show, and while he's running the show, pretending like he's not running the show, you're creating weird behavior by just delivering messages because what you say and what you post has an effect on the market. The double M's, right? Market making. In this case, you send out a tweet. You got the power. And I've said this before. Said this in 2023 when the chain was launched. And the people were talking about toxic maxis then. Meanwhile, there's so many maxis that didn't want to open their mouth and or pretending to be maxi and didn't want to open their mouth to go against the weird messaging that people had at the time. And it turns out that I see why in some cases they didn't open their mouth, because maybe they were wise, because it turned out the fire of the maxi has been drowned out with inconsistency. I mentioned back in 2023, no one in this ecosystem got more influence, have more resources, can effect real change greater than RH. It was clear with that. And it's, sometimes people, I don't speak a language from a different planet. When I'm speaking in English, and I try to apply common sense to what I'm speaking about, especially with this here. I don't care about anybody's intelligence quotients, aptitude. I don't care about any level of advanced, blah, 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 blah. All that crap started from simple beginnings, and I start from there and build my way up, and still don't engage in baseless riffraff. But if I see something going on, like the community of people who started launching all kinds of things, hating on him, hating on him, hating on RH, and started to launch all these things. What was the implication? Okay, we're going to launch and show you how it should be done. We're going to launch and show you how you should be running your operation. That's how people, that's a signal people were giving out while they were insulting the man and telling him about himself. These other founders and whatever, that's what they were doing when they were launching their own opportunities and launching their own coins. And at the same time, also capitalizing off the situation and manipulating the mentality of certain believers who believed in them because they were going to show RH how it's done. Meanwhile, it's still a situation where their effect was limited compared to RH. The effect of every sub community has been limited and dependent on RH and what he decides to do. The man would issue one tweet, and send ripples throughout the entire chain. No one else in this community got that power by design, and it's by design because the entire community lent our belief and we lent our energy and we lent our power to him because he made us believe that he held everyone's best interest. He held it. He's the giving tree. He's coming to save you. He's trying to save you. So we believed and we bought into it. And the 10,000x gain that Hex did solidified that. It validated him. So why would you not believe in what he's doing and what he's talking about? Anything crypto related. Why wouldn't you? He delivered on a blockchain. He delivered on free airdrops. He delivered on an exchange. Why wouldn't you believe in him? So the leverage that we all lent to him, we gave him that. We gave him all that energy. We gave him all that belief power. We gave him all that trust. We allowed ourselves to be mentally manipulated. And it's cool because we think it is for a good cause anyway. We think we about to get rich anyway. So I let a motherfucker manipulate me mentally because I know I'm getting paid in the end. But a lot of y'all won't agree to that. You won't right be real with yourself and say that's what happened. Because you hear some people talk, and this is why the whole idea of cult comes up. because they speak in a way that's damn near mechanical and robotic. Because it's like you're regurgitating something that you were programmed to believe in, and all you're doing is regurgitating, and you're not adding any original thought to what you're saying. So now you're fully programmed, right? The brainwashing. It's just what it is. If you've been watching TV like I have in the 70s and 80s, I was programmed to believe certain things. Listening to the radio and certain program, you programmed. So it's just what it is. It's just accept it. You don't have to, but it's reality. So now, after giving all this in a year's worth, gave him all this belief, all this energy, all this trust, all this loyalty, all this faith. Oh yeah, he got our back. Yeah, for sure. 10,000X. We got the free airdrops. We got a L1. We have a DEX. He's fighting for our freedom. This whole time, when you start to see inconsistency, that faith that you lent him blinds you. When you start to see hypocrisy, the belief that you have in him blinds you. When you start to see contradictions, the loyalty that you gave this man, the trust that you gave this man, blinds you. Where you're unwilling to accept what you're witnessing. You're unwilling to accept the 180-degree change in behavior because you drank a certain Kool-Aid or you just lent your power to this person to the point where that power, when it's reciprocated and it's being presented to your face, your immediate response is, "No, I'm gonna deny that. No, that's okay. We could do leverage trading now. No, that's okay. We could, gamble with memes because Richard got our back because I trust Richard. No, it's okay. I'm going to pick up nothing but pennies in front of raging freight trains now because it's Richard's program. It's Richard's program to mentally manipulate. Just like it's many, we go through it all the time. We're bombarded by marketing more than we can count on a daily basis, especially those of us that live in heavily populated areas in our lives. We're bombarded with marketing. We're bombarded with messaging. We're bombarded with programming. So we get manipulated and all the time, every day. And in this case, RH from him. He's the giving tree. Huh? He don't work for you. Meanwhile, he's working for everybody. But he don't work for you. See? And the majority of people just accepted all of this. Right? When he met the tweets, the two times he issued a tweet about Ethereum Hex. Huh? The first time was in August 2023 that the market decided P Hex over Ethereum Hex, but it still created contention. Then the second tweet had a greater effect on the market from his tweets. It wasn't about some market deciding. It was about him tweeting, pushing that lever, sending that messaging out to let the world, hey, this is what we're doing now. using market decide as an excuse. Call it for what it is. See it for what it is. I'm not, right? I'm not here to sugarcoat or be I'm not in nobody's pocket. I'm not getting paid with to keep my mouth shut. I'm not here for all that. It wasn't about market deciding at the time. It was about he couldn't tell you, yo, we leaving Ethereum altogether, leave that hex shit all behind, and I'm gonna use the market as an excuse to say, oh, just deal with P hex moving forward. Just do that. And of course, what do you create? Division. Consistent division. Confusion. That was a year ago. Close to March of last year was that whole EX PX. Excuse me. And you find out what happened in the last week. What happened? What happened? Now we hearing, oh, the OA staked billions of hex, continuously staking billions since last week. For what? For what? What do you think that's for? It's crazy because, and not just hex on Pulse either. If the market decided Pulse chain is the way to go, like he's saying, oh, it's all about Pulse hex, Pulse chain. The market decided. I didn't decide. The market decided. But you staking more hex on Ethereum than the hex is on Pulse as far as OA and whatever cousin, daughter, orphan accounts that's related to OA, sister, auntie, grandma addresses. But I thought Ethereum hex didn't matter. I thought the market decided. I thought the market decided. Do you really believe in 100% decentralization? Do you? Do you believe in decentralization? And when I'm talking about decentralization, I'm talking about the whole shebang, 100%. That's absent here. That's absent here. The why should you not believe that? Oh no, because the OA never sold a token. Now the OA burned, quote unquote, just locked up all these coins. And the OA is a centralized entity in a space that we're looking at that's supposed to be 100% decentralized. You starting off wrong, right? We starting off crazy. If you want to, there's no, oh, in his system, there's no 100% decentral of anything. In Richard Hart's system of mechanics and doing things and mentally manipulating this crypto thing, nothing is 100% decentralized if he has anything to do with it. This is what I meant about the mental magic, people. We're talking double M's. We're talking market manipulation. We're talking mental manipulation. We're talking mixed messaging. Okay? We talking all these things, and all we trying to do is find a better way, or I'm saying me, all I'm trying to do is find a better way to allow this money to work for me instead of me working for money. And I got to deal with this guy's Doctor Strange style of operations, which I'm not fond of anymore. I'm not fond of the way he does what he does. You see, you got to understand. I'm not going to concentrate on what he's doing anymore, because what he's doing is just, for me, it's just, that's just, it doesn't align well with my understanding and my style of messaging when I'm trying to be consistent in what I'm saying to people, because this is also still a form of onboarding. Someone could stumble on this video. They say there's 8 billion people in this planet. So someone may very well, on a random occasion, find this video and might want to investigate more based on whatever I'm talking about, or follow me. And if I'm basing my information based on this person who's supposed to be the leader of this whole situation, and the leader is presenting contradiction, then what am I going to end up doing if I'm following this leader? I'm talking in a way that's hypocritical as well. That is not going to be me. Period. That's just not going to be me. Behind the scenes, he's going to do whatever he needs to do. But I don't believe that this entire system is 100% decentralized, because it's not. There was no, going back to the whole benevolent whale, there was no external benevolent whale that was going to come in, or a set of benevolent billionaire whales that was going to come in and help pump this market without Richard having a say in this. Nobody, whether they liked him or not, everybody. It didn't matter about a 52-week shakeout, a 104-week shakeout. It doesn't matter about a shakeout. I don't even care about the court case, because clearly he doesn't care about the court case anymore. Man would say things like, permission, uh, no middlemen. Crypto is supposed to be about self custody, no middleman, and he is a middleman. But because we all trust him, or he engendered some trust, and we gave him that. We gave him the faith. We gave him our belief, support, loyalty. People become so blind that he can do no wrong. He's the main middleman in all of these operations here. It's his empire. It's his kingdom. It's his operation. Of course, he's the biggest middleman. Of course, he's the largest whale. Of course, he's always going to be the greatest entity, because this is what he created for himself. If you want to see something done, you do it. That's it. And people are afraid to call things for what it is. So what is this about? What is this about? People were espousing such certain terms like revolution. People were espousing sovereignty, financial independence. You think that doesn't come with a price, right? You think that's something that's just something safe. Revolution just takes place in the confines of your living room, holding a device, and it just stays there. You believe that, people, certain people are just like, what is he? Some type of divine being on earth? No, he's a man just like anybody else, except he decided to embark on a few tasks, right, that are different than many people. He's doing things that most people probably will never do. I'm talking about the founder, but he's still a human being, still makes mistakes, still imperfect, and is showing you how imperfect he is, how inconsistent. And it's beyond being proven wrong now. It's past the point of proven wrong. People are now saying things like, why are you crying? Stop crying. All these things. Or, so what if he flip flopped? Let it be. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. You do you, and I'm going to do me. I'm going to do me. Because, and it is unhealthy. It is unhealthy finding yourself in a situation where you were thinking about investing, you were thinking about delayed gratification, you were thinking about doing things to safeguard yourself from getting wrecked, from getting scammed, etc., etc. And now, when the whole entire messaging switches up, and it's about, oh, now, but for now, you just go get it, have at it. You want to gamble, go gamble. You want to engage in unhealthy activities, go do that. I'm telling you, it's okay because you already lent him your power. So the person you lent the power is telling you again that it's okay to go gamble and get wrecked. It's okay to go pick up pennies in front of for these terms he used. It's okay to do that now. Don't think about it, delayed gratification. It's about instantly gratifying yourself. And then here comes the next flip flop. Now you're gonna take all these tokens and lock them up 55-55. Why are you doing that now? Because people are gonna give you an excuse and tell you, oh, it was part of his grand masterful infinite dimensional chess game and chess moves, right? You're gonna make excuses after excuses after excuses. And this is where we are right now. Just people going to continuously make excuses for your guy. And some of us are just going to wait for him to continuously, you know, send out narcissistic messages and behaviors and blah, blah, blah. While others, on top of that, just sit back and just remain to be patient and hopefully see something materialize out of this very soon. Because if you're going to miss a cycle, that's crazy. because I never even talked about it. Like, I used to think, hey man, why not? Why can't we see a 500x? Why can't we see a 10,000x? Why not? I'm not talking about hex. I'm talking about the layer one and the dex, etc., etc. Why? Why can't we see? Oh well, what the people embrace? 20x, 10x. For a guy like him, you think 20x is a win? You think 20x is a win? Think 20x is a win? It's looking like 20x right now. It's looking like 20x. And each day that passes by is supposed to is getting closer to the reckoning, to the day of reckoning. That's it. Or the period of reckoning, whatever that is. You know, I used to talk about all-time high and all that. That all-time high or whatever is gonna be the day of reckoning for him. And all this stuff is leading up to how it's going to end up for him in his quest for glory, especially this cycle. This is make or break. This is gonna make or break him. Period. Period. Everybody waiting for him. One person in a decentralized something that's supposed to be. Don't call this DeFi. Call this something else. WeFi. Other fi. Some other type of fi. This ain't. This is whatever they try to make you believe about some DeFi. It ain't that. People try to make you believe, this is that Bitcoin decentralized and all that. Meanwhile, the few own most. Where's the decentralization in that? The top wallets own all of it, and you got all these companies and conglomerates and governments and that's involved with this. And where's the decentralization? How fair is that situation? You people lie to you from the door and consistently lie. And don't get me started with the hiding. Don't get me started. You know. Don't get me started with all that. Oh, the lawyers, this and that, scared, and yeah, don't want to talk because you've been muzzled, and blah blah blah. But don't that hey that we went through that already. Was pure, absolute, pure manipulation. No admin keys. You understand? No admin keys. It's not good to have admin keys unless Richard has them. Like, look at things for what they are. That guy, no admin keys. You know what I mean? Where's the code? Where's the immutable code? Where are the audits? No middlemen. But because we dependent, yeah, create a situation to be dependent, so everybody could be dependent on him and pretend like he's not in charge. And you call that, hey, what's that? That's not weird. People gotta really wake up and realize some things, man. Whether you it's whatever, man. Everything is not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. In this system here, you gotta look to one person to save the day. Like he wants everyone to look to him to save the day. And I gotta give credit where it's due too. Like other people in their quest to prove that he's wrong and they're right. And if they created situations where they're helping their sub communities thrive, it's cool. But you still on his highway, you still in his city, you still in his empire, you still on his blockchain. So your continued success relies upon the success of the layer one, which is his situation, it's his operation. One person, given all that power. And you can see the way he's wielding that power is just like, all right, it's what he does. But the hypocrisy is through the roof. It's through the roof. I'll tell you about some no admin keys. Unless he got the admin keys. Oh, right, because you the giving tree and all that. Okay. Okay. But it's cool. Y'all question nothing. But ask for everything. Question nothing, ask for everything, expect everything, huh? And have no expectation at the same time. Just magically confuse yourself and call yourself being a DeFi supporter, especially on this chain. Because this is what we doing. Nah, it's not what I'm doing. It's what y'all doing. I'm always gonna ask questions, always gonna think critically, always gonna do whatever, whatever, whatever. Because ultimately, this is a solo sport. Whatever you decide to do, you do because you decided based on your merit, your work, not what I'm saying or what anyone else is saying. Do send no admin keys. No admin keys. PulseX has admin keys. This is what I'm saying to y'all. Like he said, PulseX was gonna have an admin key, so couldn't even do it without having that. And I give him a point for that. During testnet phase, you can't do it without admin key. The bridge, all that. Add some guy have admin key. Want to do it without that? I give him a point for that because you mentioned that. Yeah, sure. But with all this latest flip flopping you're doing, and then you got this admin key situation, and you just, yo, which way? What is it? Is this or that? And then when I talked about how, and when I talk about the whole admin key thing, yeah, because you want to reduce inflation for certain tokens. How do you do that? How do you reduce inflation for Inc token? Oh no, you got the admin key. Admin key. What? Well, no, 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 no. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just let him go. Let him do what he got to do. Oh, but I thought. No, never mind what you thought. Nobody paying you for what you thinking. Let him pump the market. Let him. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, bro. Oh, we're not kids. This is bullshit. Magician bullshit talk. That's all. That's it. That's it. Yeah. A few months back, I did a stream wondering why people are no longer like they would stream, not stream, pulse alerts and hex alerts would always put up information about who's staking, or someone staking, someone end staking, this and that, emergency end staking, people buying, bridging in, bridging out. But it was once period. I made a stream and I was just talking about this more market manipulation and mental manipulation of weird. All this thing is the same thing. It's all relative. All these accounts were staking hundreds of millions of hex, hundreds of millions of hex, right? Staking. So you're thinking, oh yeah, staking. Staking is good, right? This is what hex is for, right? Store of value, right? Yeah. So you're like, yeah. They were staking them things for hundreds of millions of hex being staked. Guess for how long? 7 days, 2 weeks, 30 days. None of them at the time, a few months ago, none of them. None of those things. We went through them. We went through them live, like 4 months back or so, 5 months back, something like live. None of them was staking 55, 55. It's as if they didn't even believe in it anymore. They didn't even believe in 55. They didn't believe in it anymore. That was a sentiment. Like they didn't believe it. No, this is not about down low. They weren't doing it. Now, what happened within the last week, 2 weeks? This last week. Huge, huge stakes. 55, 55. Now they talk about 90% of EHEX staked. Over 90%. Oh yeah, people are now heralding. You got certain, developers are like, yeah, thank you. He listened to me. He listened to me. Yeah, go ahead with all that. I didn't see y'all talking about it when I was talking about it, but it's cool. I didn't see y'all talking about, no one's staking long term anymore. Look at these stakes: hundreds of 250 million, 450 million, 63 days, 2 weeks. It's cool. Now you're staking. You put billions out. Why now? Why didn't you do that before? I don't know. It's not my operation, it's his. We're going back again. It's bad for everyone unless he's doing it. No third party, no middleman unless it's him. No leverage trading, this and that, unless you're doing it on his chain. No gambling and doing all this other extra stuff unless you're doing it on his chain. Through his meme factory generating blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, admin key. You think got admin keys? That's bad. Oh, guess what, guys? Ink got halved again from point 0.1 per second to 0.05 per second. How that happen? Oh, use my admin key. Yeah, I mean, admin key. Oh, why you? Because Giving Tree. Yeah. Oh, got it. Got it. You got our back. Cool. Cool. And I already mentioned the whole marketing thing. I already mentioned we bombarded with marketing every single day. I get all that. The programming and this and that. I get all of that. I get all of that. But now we're gonna see what he does to pump his market. Because clearly now, if you didn't, like I already said, if you didn't believe that he was Sack Daddy and he's that guy who's gonna make it, now you better, climb up from out of that whatever boulder that you've been living under, climb out, because there's some stuff going on. He's showing you what it is. He didn't care about meme coins, but he cared about meme coins. Told the man on the clip, memes is what got Chainlink popular. Memes. What do you do? Put out a meme factory. Oh yeah, it's cool. And then when it gets to a certain level, they could bond to PulseX, help burn Pulse. PulseX already burning, and it's just scarcity. I love things that make things scarce and rare and scarce and this and that and scarce. And I basically don't believe in dude anymore like that. Show me the money, bro. That's it. Just show me where what you're doing is gonna bring what it's supposed to bring. It worked for 10,000x and on Ethereum. You didn't own Ethereum. You own your own effing blockchain now. So there's no what excuse you got. You gonna blame it on Ethereum? So you fighting with Vitalik on Twitter to get Vitalik to make moves? No, I don't believe in dude anymore. Like, nah. Stakes are staying here, not going anywhere, but not gonna be giving mixed messages to the viewers. That's why I'm done. Done. As a man, you gotta stand for something, or else you fall for anything. Period. You know. Period. You gotta learn what integrity is about. Honor. You put yourself out there public. You gotta deal with everything that comes with it. That comes with it. Nobody's perfect, but acknowledge your your errors, your mistakes. When you dismiss them, makes it look worse, make you look corny, make you look corny. Some people just fixated. It's not their fault. They're like, yo, man, I'm gonna believe whatever he does, man. I don't even care. Hey, that's you. That's you. I respect people who have their own minds, though, man. We supposed, celebrate the strengths of people. Celebrate, like in a sense where you, especially men, like we're supposed to be men who stand for something, men of honor, men of respect. You're trying to do something out here, show by example. What are you about? How are you reaching your glory? By being a liar, that's how you doing it. Then if that's how you doing it, it's on you. You gotta live with your conscience. I mean, that's it. That's it. That's it. We got a whole another whatever to look forward to as far as like I don't know the rest of this market. Things are just working in a way where you don't even know. You literally don't know what to expect, but you want to expect great things. You want to expect great things. But with him, let me tell you. Let me tell you. When the market does show what it's supposed, what we've all been waiting for, it's gonna be is definitely gonna be well received. I'm gonna say that, but don't think for a second a person like me gonna forget these times. Don't think for a second it's gonna be oh you like me again? You like no? You know? Nah. Well, remember, like, cause this right here, unwarranted, unwarranted. It went from you launch pumped out tires, okay, instant gratification, and then you showing billions of stakes, 55-55. You flip flop, mixed messaging, contradicting soul. Translate that into tangible goals. We need to see what we need to see. With those of us been waiting here for so long, then that's not going anywhere. That's in this. You got stakes out here, been staking 10 years, 15 years, all this stuff, not going anywhere. Yeah, because still gonna be here. Still gonna be here. And what's he gonna do? Have no choice. Have no choice but to chase whatever thing of glory. Because otherwise, if you see in for example, in my opinion, you see a 5x from Pulse Chain, Pulse X this cycle, a 20x, 15x, 30x, massive fail. 50x for all this stuff you've been doing, all this stuff you're doing, and it's only that 50x fail, massive fail. 50x will be well received, but 50x for you, nah, that's not a win. Not for him. Not the way he's been talking over the years. Layer one, average. Do the research. The average X's that layer ones do when they come out, when they launch. And why should his be different? Or what you gonna say? Oh, price suppression. He's being gate kept, right? Being gate kept, price suppression. How long could that really hold? How long can those reasons really hold? When he's telling the world too, think about how much money he has and what he can do. Mental manipulation back and forth, frontwards and backwards. Think about how much money he got and what he can do. He don't need VCs. He don't need these people. But then there's more eyes. We need more eyes. But I thought you didn't need these people. Now you need more eyes. See? It ain't, nah, man. Too many, too many issues to count. That's why I'm not. And it's crazy because the thing about it is this is the thing. Like, I didn't do this for me. I didn't talk about these coins for me, just one individual out here, and I just all about just making streams. I told people in my real life about this. I onboarded people in my real life about this. They follow what's been going on, some closer than others. And they look at me and they watch the behavior of this guy. They're like, yo, they don't even understand what I see. And I don't blame them. Because sometimes you need somebody with objective, pure, some form of more objectivity than you. Because when you're in a situation, it's hard for you to really look at yourself objectively and be impartial. You need somebody else to tell you, listen, wait, this is what's going on here from my perspective. I'm on the outside looking in, excuse me, or I'm not as involved as you are. This is what I see. This is what you're showing. This is what's being displayed. And I have to take that and think about it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. It is what it is. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what I mean by they're right. Because this is all crazy. It is all lunacy. All of it. But we also know it's through this madness that there'll be some chaos, order, and hopefully some monetary blessings. Because right now, nah, I'm still super bearish on him and his spirit. I'm bearish on Richard Hart and what he does and his spirit. Like he's not who I thought he was, or who I gave him a chance and thinking in my mind that he could be. He's not that. He's not that. Because he's spiritually lacking. Like you should be doing more than Christmas streams, sir. You spiritually not on point at all. Not on point. And it shows. It shows. And whoever he got around him, if he has anybody around, because he needs some real support with some real people that's gonna be honest with him, whether he takes the honesty or not. But that's I've been saying this shit for years. Like you can't do it all by yourself. That's why you got nondescript people in the community saying, "Oh, they're thanking him now," feeling like that he listened to them because he thinks everything he does is on point when it's not. And that's why when you don't admit that you made a mistake, you want to be human, you want to be supported, you fake want to be loved, but you're displaying something else that pushes everybody away, make people think you a liar. And what type of love you gonna get out of that? Weird, man. Like, yo, weird. And then you want to see something that you do it this and that, and nah, man, y'all, the work I'm doing out here may not be helping people become millionaires, but at least I'm helping people, maybe avoid certain pitfalls, impending doom and calamity that they're facing. Real talk. Redirect them. I do things in my own way, in my own time, and it's not for credit and kudos on the internet. These motherfuckers look for followers to validate who they are. They look for acceptance on the internet to validate who they are, because in real life, nobody gives a fuck, right? In the real world, like when he goes out, like who's chasing him? Who's chasing him? You in a Faraday cage? You hiding? You hiding somewhere? Who chasing you? Who looking for you? No, but you get on the internet and it's a whole new world of people just glazing you, trying to make people get rich. So make people get rich then throughout your mania. I'm not following and giving a message to the world based on his mania. I'm not doing that anymore. Period. And that's why that's what you're gonna get moving forward. Like I'm looking at the situation and it's like, nah, let me tell the people how I'm rocking and what I'm doing, and then I'm moving. I'm moving past this. Because this ain't it. This ain't it. People go from did all kinds of stuff. Dude celebrated weird behavior in the community from people who grift. You celebrated grifters. You supported scammers, straight up and down. I don't care if your intention wasn't to scam. If you scam the people, what does that make you? Oh, your intention wasn't to steal, but if you stole, what does that make you? And that's who Richard supported. Yeah, like weird, bro. Like that's not something that people I'm proud of. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. Straight up. Straight up, yo. Embarrassed. Flip flop. Like, was he on drugs, bro? Dude can't be. You can't be like telling me that dude wasn't like he's in what? That's him. The new him. The new and improved. He's lucid. How? That's lucidity. That's clarity of mind. I don't care if a person, wrote The road to hell was paved with good intentions. Someone could good intention you to death. Talk about, oh, it wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention. You still grifted. People still grifted, and Richard Hart supported them. It wasn't their intention. They still grifted. Again, it wasn't your intention to steal. You still stole, and Richard Hart supported your stealing ass. No matter how much you dress it up. And forget about that. It's just forget about Richard supporting criminals. It's no, he pumping the market. Forget about all the bad shit. He pumping the market. He pumping the market. You know, it's not your keys, not your crypto, and all this shit. Yeah, he got the admin key. Nobody cares. He pumping the market. Yo, he pumping. Let him pump. Yeah, let him pump the market. Let him pump the market. Let him. It's his right to do. It's his operation. Let him pump. Let him manipulate the market like he does. Like he's done. Let him do that. Let him continue to be fake. Thought he was real. He's not. Hell no. How? You supporting scammers. How's that real? How's that real? There's one thing about, oh, you don't agree with builders and all that baseless, foolish banter to keep people entertained. That yields no value. That yields no value. That builder, non-builder, toxic, maxi, all that shit yield no value. That does not move any needle. It doesn't bring money to any situation, to your pocket. Fuck all that. When you're supporting thieves, that's a totally different situation. And that's your man. Unfortunately, you think I enjoy saying this? This is crazy. Been talking about this whole thing 4 years. You think I enjoy talking about this? You know what I mean? Like wanting to be proven wrong. Yo, it's done though. Because certain things, it's like, yo, he did it though. Like, whether you want to agree or not, it's not about agreeing or not. It's about based on what he's done. Did he or did he not approve and support scammers in this community? Like, that's not an opinion. I don't care if a person had intentions or not. If you did it, if this is what happened based on sorry, this sorry, not sorry. Your actions led to some people losing money, whether it was your intention or not. The people are gonna feel how they feel. They lost due to your actions. And Richard supported you. And what's the signal and sense of people who have common sense? Then what's Richard about? You in favor of this shit? By any means. It doesn't matter who loses in the end. It doesn't matter who gets hurt, who wins, who loses, as long as his glory. It doesn't matter who gets trampled over. That's the that's what's becoming glaringly clear. It don't matter who gets ran over. Because it's not about delayed gratification. It's not about earning passive income. Oh, wanting to do, he wants to make so many millionaires at like this. You want to make millionaires like this, sir? This is how you want to make the millionaires? By being a hypocrite, lying hypocrite? This is how you make the millionaires? Oh, okay. That's brand new. Not brand new. No, 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 no. No, that's not brand new because there's always corruption. But at least you're being honestly corrupt, dishonestly corrupt. Because in your hours long, which I didn't watch some hours long stuff, but people watch everything you've done. I hope you mention that you also engage in corrupt activities because you're supporting scammers and telling people go you could do leverage trade and then pick up pennies in front of freight trades with this and that, instantly gratify themselves, and it's okay to have admin keys as long as he's the owner of the admin keys. Trust him. Trust like weird, huh? Weird, weird. Among many other things he's done, weird. Still waiting, still waiting for this market to show something. We're in February 2025. Pulse chain still failing in price action. Pulse X still failing. I'm expecting it to what for the rest of this year to do this. This is what we're doing. Oh, you launching, not launching, but oh, you locked up Hex. Nobody cares anymore about Hex like that, except people who knew about Hex and believed in Hex. This is the thing. No one cared. No one cared the whole 2024 Hex staking Hex 20, 55, 50. I was here. No one cared to that level. Now everybody's carrying it. Oh, Hexagon for life. Fake. These people fake. Just hashtag opportunists for life. Stop faking of this place is filled with a bunch of disingenuous fake people, bro. Now you Hexagon for life. Where were you the whole 2024? Grifting. But now you Hexagon for life. Where were you the whole 2023, 24? Grifting. Just say you opportunist for life. And is this as a man, as a human being? See, if I feel sorry for some of you young guys out here, and I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. If you look up to this guy, Richard, if you look up to him, first and foremost, identify for yourself, identify the mistakes that you've seen this man display so that you can learn from those mistakes. Okay? Okay? Identify those mistakes because a lot of men don't have role models, they don't have any mentorship, they don't have them in their actual lives. So if you look at Richard as someone who you emulate and respect on that level, I'm just going to tell you identify the mistakes. Because if you see some kind of commonality in his mistake making, double M again, double M, if you can understand, if you see that you have some type of commonality with the mistakes that he's made, work through your mistakes so that you can build your strengths. I'm telling you, because that right there, that right there is what he's been doing, dude been doing, problematic, y'all. I'm telling you, problematic. You're gonna have problems in your natural, normal life, consistently double talking everyone in your life. That will yield problems, conflict, and destruction for you. I'm telling you, no one likes double talkers unless they're a double talking person themselves. And then what to what end does that continue? To what end? A lot of young men try to find a way out here. That's not the way with this guy doing like that. Nah, what you do with him, I can't even tell you because there's certain things. You see, I talk a lot. I talk a lot, but I didn't give it all. I've never given it all away because that's not for me to give it all away. All this stuff I've said about him and all this stuff, trust and believe, man, I got so much more that I can't even put on the internet because that's like, nah. Mm-mm. If I do that, I have to charge for that. And you would say, well, why don't you charge? Why don't you do? Maybe I should. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a membership. Maybe something to think about. But for right now, on the surface, be careful if you want to emulate somebody like him. Be careful because all things are dual in nature. Even though people want to make you believe things are not, all things are dual in nature. Listen to what people are not saying. Pick up what people are putting down. Listen to what folks do not tell you. Listen to your intuition. More often than not, it'll never steer you wrong. Women are intuitive beings, and we mess up when we just apply logic consistently and not listen to our intuition as men. We need to listen to our intuition. That'll take you further in life. You don't get advice about women, right? You don't take advice about women and meeting women and relationships from men who know nothing about that, especially men who aren't responsible fathers. All right? Know nothing about that level of life. There's a difference. There's a difference. When we're out here and we have children and our children look up to us, they looked up to us for everything. We're their God. Huh? People who have no children and who want to be in search in this quest for this glory know nothing about that. And this is where it always falls back to this too. This is why money isn't everything. Money solves a lot, but it's not everything. You're looking at somebody who's in a quest reportedly on a quest for glory. But I thought a person who you could perceive to be rich. Why are you on a quest for glory when right? You already, right? It's because money is not everything. You could have money and still be a piece of garbage as a person. Money just highlights who you are. Whether you have it or not, you're going to be who you are. You think he's happy behaving like this? Does this denote a person who's happy? Remember how excited and the community was when the chain launched? The first month or two, how excited people were when the chain launched? People are trying to fight to get back to feel that again. Those of us that were here, folks have been trying to fight to feel that again because that's been absent. Even with that week-long bridge, clogged up bridge, we were happy, elated. Are we still experiencing that collectively? You can lie to yourself if you want. And I'm not saying that people here are necessarily lying, but I see, it's not the same vibe because too much has changed. Too much. Too many sub communities upon sub communities. It's not, right? So how happy must he really, right? You think that's a person who's happy? Talk about you're safe and bulletproof. Who talks like that? Who's really happy? Like, you want to express yourself because you love the attention, but you go to Twitter on a page where you say you don't communicate with anybody, but you're communicating on Twitter. More confusing contradiction for the people, for the masses. You have a profile where you say you don't do social media, but on your profile that you say you don't do social media, we see constant posts under your likeness, under your profile of doing social media. That person that's happy, all this money, billions and billions are locked up. You don't own the OA, but billion who's locking all that up? Artificial intelligence? Who's locking? Who's locking those orphan addresses, daughter addresses, cousin addresses, auntie addresses of the OA? Who's locking all those hex up? Who? Who's doing that? Enough of the games. Enough of the games. Why do you think so many people don't take this place seriously like that? Because of those games. I'm not the only one who's seen it. You've seen it. You've seen his peers don't like him like that. His peers don't fuck with him like they don't. And it's crazy. Why at this stage, you shouldn't be in a weird, bizarre beef with Charles Hoskinson. You shouldn't even that shouldn't even be a thing. in my opinion. That shouldn't even be a thing, man. Like, all trying to make something work. And meanwhile, Charles can't point too many fingers either because he was always going to have three pointed back at him. His reputation is not squeaky clean. His operation that he got going over there is not squeaky clean. Nobody's perfect. The last thing people should need to be doing is having contention with other founders is because they don't like Richard. And look what Richard is doing for them not to like him. Like, he's like, yo. And then you don't understand why a Jack Levin, a nondescript like Jack Levin, will call you a scammer. Will say, yes, you look like a scammer. Like, am I a scammer? Do I look like a scammer? Yes, you look like a scammer. Then you don't understand why. It's your aura, it's your energy. Don't care how many jewelry, rings, and watches you wear, bruh. It's about having a complete spiritual transformation out here, man. We don't even know what it is. Like, that's me, because that's what why I believe. Come on, man. You need a cleansing of some sort, man. Another day waiting. Well, okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? Yeah, because the whole thing is this: like, the next time these coins touch a certain price, expect everything to dump because people already put that message out there, folks. That's how much people don't really like this dude. Don't listen. They try to tell you by having these events, having these streams, and telling you, oh, this and that, that and this. Oh, we so happy and excited. Then it needs to be reflected in the charts. Why every time these things even touch sack price, they dumped? So Richard, you better strategize, figure out a way to break through that hurdle. Break through that hurdle. Break through the hurdle. Because you got a group of people. I don't know what that's about. Anytime those coins go up, they dump. And you could call it market activity. You could call it whatever. But anytime those coins go up, they dump the coins. Maybe to say a F you to Richard, who knows? Who knows? I can't even call it. I'm not even gonna argue that. I don't know what that's even about. But he's at the point right now where he needs to make the impossible possible. Can anything in the market, in any market, pump without one person like really orchestrating or manipulating the situation? Can this shit can't get to a point where it just becomes organic? Is that even real? Is that even real? Not here, not on Pulse. You'll be presented with lies, inconsistency, hypocrisy. As long as we pumping, it don't matter how many people you lie to. It don't matter how many people you trick. It don't matter how much contradiction you show, as long as you pumping you printing green candles, right? That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Now people again, I'm gonna say it again. Now you Hexagon for life. No, you're a grifter for life. You're an opportunist for life. Say that, but you're not mature enough to even put that out there. So you want to just play these stupid games. And I'm not talking about Rich. I'm talking about some of his fake supporters, some of his lying ass, thieving supporters. Fake, super fake. Hexagon for life, yo. Where were you the whole of 2024 talking about, hey, really? No, for real, where were you? I don't care if you were present. You weren't towing the line like some of us the whole time. Even when it felt cringe to talk about it, still talking about it. And now it's Hexagon for life, playing these games. So I don't believe anything until I see it. It's real like that. I don't believe anything until I see it. I don't believe the words of these people anymore. I don't believe Richard's words. He's shown me he could flip flop and change up. And everyone trying to dress it up. Oh, we could see the change. We could see probably updated his worldview and all this. Yeah, you don't want to fuck up your money. But say how it is, man. He's a man. Give it to him. Give it to him raw. He's a man. Tell him what it is. What you afraid of? Some internet. What? You in it for the money? Express yourself. Everybody notices it. But I've been talking about it for a while now, unapologetically too. But I'm glad now a lot more people notices. But I've been talking about this shit for a minute. Every now and then, I gotta give them a critical stream. I gotta do a critical stream because shit was just weird from the door. And okay, maybe it's just me being too rigid. I have to be a little bit more flexible, give people time. I tried that. I tried that until there's no trying no more. There's no point in doing this like this anymore. There's no point. People who were once talking shit about him are so happy now in the sense where they're like, damn, bro, we saw how you like you a two-faced in your own self and in your own right, like to your own community. You shit talk Richard, then he does something you like, and all of a sudden there's, oh, you my boy, Richard, you my boy, you fake and phony. What makes you think you're not gonna do something crazy and you're supposed to be a project leader in your own coin that you launched? What makes me think I'm supposed to give you faith, give you trust? You know, it's absolute mental manipulation out here, folks. Now you're waiting to see what this lockup of all this hex does. Because nobody cares about the lockup until you see the green money, until you see the prices, until you see the green bars printed on the chart. No one cares about philosophy. It's not about philosophy anymore. It's not about fundamentals anymore. Show the money. Oh, burning. Yo, fuck that. You know, after a while, it's like, yo, where's the money? I'm gonna believe it until I see it, because this is all Until then, this is just all magic. Until then, this is all a simulation. Until it touches your hands, this is all a simulation, you know. Until all this work, all this crap we doing touches your hands physically, tangible, you're able to pay your bills, you're able to acquire certain things. All of this is a simulation. So I'm not believing in shit Richard talking about moving forward, because you flip flop way too much. You're inconsistent. You didn't hold on to the messages that built this community. You created some situation where you just flip flop because you got scared and you want people to come pay attention to the chain and all kinds of weird stuff going on and whatever. And now you're trying to like pull levers. Pull your levers. We need to see the money. We need to see the money. Been waiting here this whole time. Not glazing nobody. No one. Here to see the money. Because I don't believe it until I see it. 100%. Oh, this is math. Math is math. Math is always going to be math. Code is always going to be code. If you don't believe in the shit is worth nothing. Worth nothing. So you stake hex 55-55. You're trying to reignite the spirit of the believers. You're trying to reignite. And I get it. But is the effort of just a little bit too little too late? Where's the 55-cent hex and better? Where's the break through that shit? Nah, I'm not believing it until I see it. It's true. I don't care about nothing he got going on, man. All right, what else? What else? Well, what you can do? You say you could do all these things, pull a lever, show something. Show something. Prove me wrong. Show something. You don't care about me. You don't care about me. He care about himself and his glory. You don't care how he gets there, as long as he gets there. Very little integrity. Talk a lot of shit, was lying. See, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be real for some people because it's not in their core. You could put up an act. That also takes a lot because sometimes people get tired of putting up an act. The real selves comes out. And when people show you who they are, like the saying goes, believe them. Believe them. And I'm not going to mimic contradiction. I'm not going to mimic hypocrisy. Been narrating this crypto shit, especially for this space of 4 years. And now we presented with contradiction. I'm not giving that moving forward. Not giving that message moving forward. So it's absolute. If I ever talk about this shit like this, is maximum pure criticism. Pure criticism. Until I decide I don't want to talk about it and I'm going to talk about something else. Talk about something else, man. Anyway, this thing has just become a little bit too boring, too stale. People don't care about crypto like that, you know? Really. I learned a lot, learned all that, but people don't care about crypto like that. In the grand scheme of things, people don't care about crypto like that. Just Kanye West just recently, you know, was cooking the X Twitter algorithm, just cooking the crap out of Twitter. And during his weird tirade, he mentioned he's not launching any coins. And you know, that's our culture. That's our culture in crypto. You talking coins? Oh, wait a minute. What you talking about, sir? You don't know shit about this. Clearly you don't. Clearly. So why don't you come learn something? Right? You think it's an opportunity. Hey, yo, Kanye, pump that tires. Right? Oh, on board. Y'all like to talk about on board, marketing on board, adopting. Why didn't anybody try to onboard him? And if they did, he didn't care. because there's a ton of Kanye coins on pump.fun. See, I'm saying pump.fun, pump tires. There's a ton, and he don't care because crypto is just too niche, too weird, too nerdy for people to just want to take the time to really understand this stuff. And a lot of us be trying to act like we bigger than what we are, and the world don't care, bro. Like I said, Richard trying to act like he's bigger than what he is on the internet. He just carved out a certain space within a space in another space in the internet. You famous that way. There's an entire movie that's out there for you, and people still don't care. 5 years worth of marketing, and this is where we're at, where we're still dependent on one man to pump the entire system, yo. 5 years later. Because why? Because this is how these operations are supposed to be set up, I guess. This is what happens. This is what happens. You got an Ethereum Foundation, Ethereum Alliance, whatever, that have been perpetually dumping Ethereum since Ethereum's been out. They dump any coins you donate to Ethereum, especially Vitalik, guaranteed is going to be sold. Dump, 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 dump. Does he get criticized for it? No. But it's all Ethereum this, Ethereum this, Ethereum this. Ethereum's struggling now. What happened? Ethereum's struggling. What happened? And what are we waiting for? Why? Because we're gonna blame it on Ethereum. If Ethereum don't pump, Pulse Chain is. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Solana trash, but I hear the fees are super cheap. All these other networks, who got time to be super concentrating on these other networks and this after you put all this work over here? Think I care about some other? No. You gotta put all this concentration over here. Think I want to go to another school? I want to go to another institution? I want to go to this other situation? No, I'm right here. Focused, been focused. Then I realized I learned some shit I didn't care for, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I have to pivot. That's the term now, right? Been saying it for months. Now people, pivot. Really? See, a lot of us are trendsetters. A lot of us, we don't need to follow. We just, create. We do what we do. We follow the beat of our own drums. And in a creative way, we leave it on the internet. What do other people do? What do they do? Besides steal your ideas and your creativity, they try to downplay whatever you contribute. They try to demean you and what you do in your efforts. Meanwhile, what you've done is just pure to you. People fake over here, bro. Yo, listen, don't think over here is some. You here to focus on your plan to make this money. You focus on your plan to make this money. I don't believe in nothing anybody talking about, any philosophy, nothing, nothing, nothing. It's show me the money or kick rocks with no shoes on. That's it. Crypto's a solo sport. Shout out to Stunner Breezy. Crypto is a solo sport. Shout out to Stunner Breezy. Period.